Well, good afternoon, friends. I would like to begin by thanking you also for being a delegate to this year's assembly. You have given up your time to spend with us this weekend doing some of the most important work of this association, setting the agenda, the policy, and budget for the work of the future. You have shared your voices and opinions to be sure that members back home are represented and heard to make this association a democratically run institution. I remember when I attended my first delegate assembly 20 years ago. I was hooked by this association, and I hope you have found these days to be exciting. I began my career 21 years ago in Rock Springs, teaching 4th grade at Overland Elementary School. Through the years, I have taught 3rd grade through 6th grades, combination grades, Title I, and been an instructional facilitator. I am currently teaching 5th and 6th grade language arts at Carpenter Elementary, a rural school outside of Cheyenne. I have that unique perspective of having taught in a large school and a rural school, seeing the commonalities and differences between each, and understanding the unique positives and difficulties both face. At the same time, I began my career in WEA. I started at a time when Sweetwater Education Association was at an impasse with the school district over salaries. Because of their tenacity in negotiating a difficult contract, I received a raise in pay the second month of my employment. Talk about a hook to belong. I served in several roles for SEA, but what I remember most is being able to become involved at the state level through delegate assembly and being welcomed into the Southwest region family. It was a wonderful experience, one that I will always be grateful for. After 3 successful years of teaching, I moved home to Cheyenne and began my teaching career in Laramie County School District Number 2, where I have been ever since. I have been an active member of the local, having served as local president and even now as local secretary. I began my time serving the members of Southeast Region in 2001 as the Southeast Region representative, and I am currently serving as Southeast Region president. I was pleased to be elected your vice president in 2004, serving until 2010. I was approached to run for WEA president by several members of the board of directors who are worried about the direction the association is taking. I gave it careful consideration. I love my classroom, and I love the job that I currently hold, but I also feel strongly about the WEA and know that we must have strong leadership at the helm to tackle the tough issues that we face. So I decided that the time was now. But how will the WEA be different when I am president? First, I want to actively listen to you, our members. I want to hear your concerns, your wants, your needs. I want to listen to the many solutions you may provide, and I want to be your voice at the state level. Being president is not about me as a person. It is about being the face of you and the other 6,000 members statewide. It is about being able to tell people how a bill at the legislature, a rule at the state board, or a policy at the Department of Ed will affect the teacher in Casper, the ESP member in Rock Springs, or the higher ed member in Powell. I want to put you, our member, in direct contact with those who have the necessary tools and information to assist you in whatever capacity is needed. The members of this organization are smart, dedicated professionals. You don't need a spokesperson. You need an organization that will provide you the tools to speak on your own behalf about your own experiences. Person-to-person connection and communication is vital. And I believe there is no one better than you to help our stakeholders in education fully understand the issues, challenges, and successes in our schools today. Our time is now. We need a president that has the tools and connections to guide the WEA through education reform, accountability, and the new state standards. I have those connections through the NEA Foundation, and other statewide organizations in Wyoming. I can help our members tell their stories and tackle these issues head on. Second, it's time to reinvigorate the membership of this organization. Our Vice President, Grady Hutcherson, is doing a magnificent job developing a membership plan that focuses on membership recruitment, which is vital to our budget and ability to effectively organize around important causes and issues. What I value and respect about Grady's work as Vice President is, like me, he truly understands that increasing membership is not solely about the sustainability of the organization, but about creating a collective voice that can speak with knowledge and conviction about the healthy future of Wyoming students. Grady's two-pronged approach is so very important because it can sometimes be easy to recruit members, but if they don't feel a compelling reason to continue their membership, many will quit. We have to give folks a reason to belong and a reason to continue to belong. During my time as Vice President, we enjoyed a fairly steady growth in membership, and this was the philosophy that I used when working with the membership committee and statewide campaign every year. Grady and I share this vision, and I believe that together, along with our staff and our members, we can help WEA and our local associations rebuild into active and engaged member-led organizations that can focus on issues of local, regional, and statewide importance. Again, listening is such an important aspect of any membership campaign or organizing. If we don't listen to our members, they don't feel valued and they leave our association. Our time is now, and Grady and I are ready to be that team to listen, help, and support in whatever ways we are needed. Next, it's time for us to give a thorough, critical look at the WA budget. We do not have endless amounts of money to continue to add new programming without looking at areas that are no longer necessary. WEA has had a tendency in the last 2 years to rely fairly heavily on the NEA grant page to pay for programming. Is this really the way we want to pay our bills? I think it's time to deconstruct our budget, look carefully at each item with a critical lens to determine how it helps our members, and make the hard decisions about what stays and what goes. We all have our favorite WA activities, but are they still benefiting us as members, especially those of us who really do want and need to get the biggest bang for our buck? This is an incredibly difficult question, and by working together, we will find the answer, because this is an area that deserves honest input from you and other association members and leaders. I want to bring together a diverse group of members representing as many different constituencies as possible to discuss our budget. That would just be the beginning of the process. We would follow all of the guidelines within our current documents with ultimate approval by this delegate assembly. I don't want this just to be an act of going through the motions. I want to listen to our members in the development, the approval, and most importantly, the execution of the budget. Our time is now, and I believe that member input at every stage is what will be critical to the success of developing an operating budget that will truly serve the wants and needs of WEA and its valued members. Finally, it is paramount that everyone understands how crucially important teaching is to me. Serving as president of WEA is not an end game. At the end of my term as your president, I will go back to the classroom. Not because other opportunities don't exist, but because it's my home. It's what I love doing every day, and enriching students' lives through learning is my true passion. So as I am working with members, legislators, and other policymakers, in the back of my mind, I'll be thinking, how does this affect the person in the trenches, and what long-term effects will this have on all education employees, including myself? Our time is now to have a president that works for the membership of WEA, and it is your best interests as members that must drive the decisions that will benefit you. Our time is now, friends. It is time for your voice to be heard at the state and national levels. It is time for us to take our place at the table on issues of education reform, testing, and accountability. It is time to engage members to lift up their voices to legislators and policymakers to be sure that we are the leaders of our profession. This may be engaging with the local school board, or it may be lobbying on Capitol Hill. The most important piece is that members are speaking with the support of their state association and advocating for their needs in the profession. I encourage you to engage all members in your local in this very important election. I hope you will cast that ballot for my teammate Grady Hutcherson and myself, Craig Williams. Together we will lead this organization to be the leader in education once again. Our time is now.